Very nice skills.
Yeah, you're starting.
One minute. Okay, teams ready? 6 players.
Hello, welcome. You are tuned in to the European Underwater Rugby Championships being broadcast live from Helsinki, Finland. And the first match of the day is currently being played between Turkey and Sweden. This is on the men's side of the draw. There are 4 teams in the group. Turkey is in white, Sweden in blue.
Free throw wide.
Turkey's been awarded a free throw for holding. Turkey has not won a game yet, and they're frustrated. Sweden, on the other hand, managed to tie Germany, one of the favorites here. And we can see the Swedish defense staying back conservatively. Surface scrum, the ball out of the water briefly, but maybe not 100%, so the referee didn't call anything. Turkish player coming in from the left side, diving down, trying to get above the goalie. He's fought his way down. Sweden brings off an exchange, and a lot of action around the goal there. You might have noticed the players even getting kicked by their own teammates. Sweden's taken possession now and are over by the Turkish goal. Ball batted away. Turkey comes up with it. Turkey moved backwards to stabilize before making a new attack. Swedish forechecker, forward goes in. And now coming in along the bottom, no, he decides it's not really possible. There, Petter Ekman lurking above, watching. And he takes the... Ekman comes in, rips the ball away, drifts down, taken by one of the Turkish players. Free throw. And Sweden gives it up, loses the ball, but then recovers it down on the bottom. Now we're on the right side. Turkish player has the ball, or two Turkish players have the Swedish player who has the ball, and they wrest it away from him. A pass out in the center. Right now, both of these teams are fresh. This is the first 5 minutes of the first half. Turkey scores. I think it was number 2, Onur Seolan. He powered through, drove the goalie off.
White number 2.
Yes, it was Onur Seolan. Timeout called. Kuban Suarez has to talk over what just happened. So a good start for Turkey here in this match. Fairly early in the first half, Turkey goes up 1-0. If Sweden should lose, then and Germany goes undefeated and has only one tie, they could win the group still. Here comes Sweden with the swim out. They lose the ball and are forced to head home to cover their goal. The forecheckers stop Turkey midway. And Sweden retakes possession. And Swedish player has the ball by the basket. He had the split position. He was trying to force the goalie up with his knee. Still a lot of pressure here. And the basket's open. And in comes the forward, sweeps the ball out of the Swedish player's hands. So it was a tough moment there for Turkey, but they survived that attack. And how many more attacks like that will Sweden be able to mount before they score? Okay. All right, we're back at the Swedish basket. Turkey's attacking and coming in from above. And you see one of the Turkish players has his hand in the basket. He briefly grabs it, and but doesn't get the ball. The Swedish player picks it up, and it's not going to be a fast break here, but Sweden's about mid-pool. We apologize, we have temporarily lost one camera, which is why we're not showing the action. Here we are back at the Swedish goal. So Turkey's taking the ball back again. Is Sweden's being quite aggressive and coming off. The goalies and backs are finishing their dives by going out and challenging, and now they get the ball and make it over to almost midway before Turkish players strip it away. And now they've got a 2-on-1 situation. It could be another score here. Forechecker came in at the last moment, but also the right moment to strip the ball away from behind. When the player is trying to score, they expose the ball. They obviously have a moment of vulnerability. Now Turkey's on the surface, watching. And they pass over to number 10, Hakan Tolke, one of the top players. Takes a hard blow to the head. The referee doesn't call anything, and we're headed to the other side of the pool. Sweden on the attack now. And they've got a good position, but Turkey has the ball briefly, and then Sweden gets it back again, coming in on the right side. And Sweden maintains possession over on the far side, and they're keeping it down in the bottom, on the bottom near the corner. Expect to push off the wall by a player to come in. But they break off that attack and head back to the corner. Turkey takes the ball from Sweden and heads the other direction. And the goalie is not entirely by himself, but there was no back down. Now the Swedish defense is there, but there's a good attack by Turkey. And it's going to be a goal. Turkey scores again. That was EC2017 who scored there. Okay, so this timeout taken by Sweden. The first timeout must have been taken by Turkey. The Swedish players have been fairly aggressive in defense, and they didn't manage to get back to their own goal after one offensive drive there. Was it because they were tired from defending before or overcommitted in the offensive push? In any case, they had a bad start to that attack when the goalie was by himself and the defenders had to come up behind the Turkish attacker on the goal. And by the third possession there, that pass that Turkey made by the goal, they had a good attack. And EC2017 drove the Swedish goalie off and put it in. And this is one of the techniques too, to reel around, holding the ball with two hands and to then jam it in while putting the shoulder up onto the goalie. Sweden down 2-0. Turkey is headed towards its first victory if they can maintain this pace. The Swedish offense commits a player to lurk on the far side. Someone has to be able to get him the ball. There's Barry and Holtz maybe. On the right side, near the bottom. Petr Ekman dives down, flips the ball over to his teammate. They come in, and Turkey manages to take it away. Fighting to get out. Tough forechecking here. And he's pinned down by two, loses it. And Turkey gets it back again. And now there's an attack with good speed. And Sweden cannot afford to surrender another goal and hope to get back into this match. It would be very difficult. 3 minutes remain in the first half. Turkey leading 2-0. They have gotten goals from EC2017, number 12, and number 2, Onur Seljan. Ball's batted away by a Turkish player who was looking at one forechecker and missed the other one. Sweden's come over to the other side, but it was only one player, and he decides that it's not worth going in and risking the ball. So they head over to the corner, which gives Turkey a chance to stabilize in defense. And Sweden's making a move now. A lot of bodies around the goal. And Sweden's got the bottom position beneath. They lose the ball. And Turkey's headed the other side. Swimming free. And after some forechecking there, Turkey makes it all over into a stable attack. Up to the surface, get a breath of air. The Swedish players cannot rush in towards the player on the surface because he just passed right by them and they'll be out of the picture. And now Sweden's all the way over. It's a 2-on-2 situation, and there was some opportunity there, but it was not that close. Turkey, 3 players streaking towards the Swedish goal. And you see 2 players go for one, and if they don't get it, they'd be overcommitted. If they manage to bring it off, then lose the ball, ends up in a surface scrum. That kind of intense forechecking is draining. And it'll be interesting to see if Sweden can maintain that pace. Turkey in very good condition, as we see them move quickly whenever they get the fast break opportunities. We're at halftime now, 2-0 in favor of Turkey, and the teams are switching sides. The last couple of Turkish players now headed over to the other side. Firat Kavak, the last one. The referees this match, this first Thursday match, Jyrki Mutt, the on-deck referee, Kai Tronsson, and Janne Lindell in the water.
be some fighting on the third when the game goes on. They get one player. Oh, it's on them. So the first time out was they made a goal and they did time out. They want to explain what happened.
I wrote an article summarizing what was happening here, and I've got some critiques from it, but I knew that it was a little bit scattered, and you can find it if you go to my notes online. Maybe I'll go back and edit it again and break it up into smaller pieces or something. But I work all day, and then I had a little bit of time late in the evening to try and bang something out, and I didn't have time to edit it very carefully. So, halftime is nearly over here. So the players are in the water. The referee blows the whistle. And we've started the second half here of the match between Sweden and Turkey. Turkey leading 2-0. And Sweden's had a couple of good attacks, and Turkey's had a couple as well that could have also resulted in a score. Both of these teams are committing a lot of energy to forechecking at all opportunity, all the opportunities they have. And both teams have been somewhat vulnerable in making the transition back to their own goal on defense. Now we see Sweden over on the left side of the pool, trying to set something up. They swim all the way over to the other side, and they decide that they can't go in further and swim back out to the other side, go around to the wall. And the player with the ball going to make a rush or pass to somebody else. Yeah, now they go up to the top corner and back out again. Now the Swedish attack is way out on the far perimeter of the basket. So really no threat to Turkey at all. And the Turkish players are still going after Selan, hassling the Swedish. Now Sweden's over on the left side. Still no move on the basket, really. Along the wall waiting. Are they trying to lure the Turkish defenders out so they can pass by and swim by them? Over on the right side, And the second player comes in, is unable to make any sort of move on the back. Sweden is not taking chances right now with the possession, but they also are not getting into the goal. But it could be better for Sweden to rest a little bit. And now they've got a chance. They come in and twist around, and if the player's got the back of the goalie over there, but they're backed up, new player comes in, Peter Ekman. Also, Sweden's doing somewhat better in terms of ball possession. Now they've held on to it for some time. The question is now coming in from above, tied up. Turkey not going out and chasing. So the game has slowed down considerably now. In the first half, both teams expended a lot of energy chasing and ending up racing back to their basket to defend. And now Sweden has been methodical and not losing the ball. And here's an attack. Can they make good attacks and hold on to the ball? That's really a critical thing now. They give it up. Turkey fakes a pass, and tough forechecking leads to a turnover. The Swedish player passes down to the bottom. His teammate spins round, gets by one, gets by halfway by the second one, caught round the waist, and ball bounces free. The Swedish player comes up with it. He heads back around, circles the goal, reverses directions, and holds the ball behind his back. Now a feint towards the goalie from above. And 9.5 minutes roughly remaining in the second half here. Turkey holding a 2-0 lead on goals by Onu Selan and Ikin Koç. And that should take Turkey to a victory if they can keep things the way they've been. Turkey's been disappointed thus far in the European Championships, not having won a match, but now they're on their way to beating Sweden, and Sweden tied Germany yesterday. Coming in from above, it's a push. They've made a mess around the Swedish goal, and the Swedish player bats the ball away, comes up with it, spins 360, not able to hold on to it. It's a little bit of back and forth, but the Swedish defense is now settling in. And yeah, good attack by Turkey now. No, drop the ball, and Sweden takes it. Now's the energetic swim forward. And Sweden holds on to the ball, tied up, on the left side. Tough to find an outlet there. So they're forced backwards, and now there's a pass to the right, to the left side. 7 minutes remaining. After a frenetic start to the game, things have calmed down. Sweden's trying to make its attacks methodically and not lose the ball. Push off the wall. He's coming in. He's got his teammate. He's going to pass over to the other side. Instead, the ball's batted around and taken by Turkey. Now time is working against Sweden. With 6 minutes left on the clock here in the second half, Sweden needs to get one goal in order to challenge Turkey. And they've had long ball possession, but not really much danger to the Swedish goal. The basket's been left alone. Ball drops down. Turkish player finds a nice pass. Turkey really only needs to hold on to it, but they're coming in close to the Swedish goal. And now there's a player. Goal. That will seal it. Turkey is pretty much sure to win this game. They've scored a third time. And Merit Karakoc has scored. So Turkey will get their first victory here in the competition. Sweden swims out with the ball. 5 minutes remaining in the game. Not out of the question that Sweden could come back, but it would be difficult. And they'll need to get on the scoreboard quickly to make it even conceivable. Instead, Turkey's headed over. Now Sweden gets the ball back again. And loses it. So another goal. 4-0. Timeout called by Turkey. So after surrendering the third goal, Sweden has come undone. Number 10 scored there. That was Håkan Toga. So four different players have scored for Turkey, and that's a good sign that you don't depend on one or two to do all of the scoring, because if they get shut down, you're in trouble. Any chance that Turkey can go further in this competition and win everything? Absolutely. No team has been eliminated from the medal round now. In fact, Sweden's not eliminated either. Now Turkey calls timeout. So it'll be a minute here. So both of these teams have had a chance to get their heart rates down, and the Turkish bench is relaxing. They know that they'll have at least 2 or 3 dives from each of their teammates before they have to hop back into the action. And Sweden is really out of this match. With 4 minutes remaining and down 4 goals, it's pretty much out of question that they could make a comeback. But they'd like to score to execute some good play. And they had a chance to talk it over if they noticed any weaknesses in the way Turkey is defending, anything they can exploit. Now they're coming in, and they end up scrumming above the goal. The ball bounces out. Chance for Turkey to go over quickly. The player's got it, fights through. He holds the ball out, extended, and eventually batted away and to the bottom. Still Turkey in possession, and they're fighting. It's a great physical effort here. And whistle blows. Another score here by Turkey.
13.
So Turkey now takes a 5-0 lead. .5-0 lead for Turkey now. And we just had a goal by İsmail Kanuç. So this game has not worked out for Sweden. Turkey has a 5-0 lead. Sweden's tough attacks on the goal have led to turnovers, and Sweden has not been able to defend as well when they rush back. These Turkish guys are really fit. Pass down. Sweden trying to put something together here so that they don't come out of this game without scoring a goal. But they're locked up and arrive at the surface with a lot of players fighting for the same ball. Eventually it goes down, and Turkey has a new attack on until an outstretched ball was snatched away, allowing Sweden to take possession with 1 minute remaining. Now Sweden is coming in with speed, and the player is locked up on the surface. Sweden coming in again, and referee halts the action. Free throw for Turkey. So an impressive performance by Turkey after losing the first two games of the competition of this championship. They have beaten Sweden, and Sweden tied Germany. So that's got to make the Turkish team feel that they're in this. They're in the same category. They're elite, and that they have a chance to go through further to the medal round, which they do. I don't think Sweden looked at Turkey and thought that they were going to win it easily. I don't think so. And Turkey played with a lot of intensity, and Sweden didn't match them the whole time.
Kicking, roughing, okay.
Roughing by number
9, 2 minutes.
2 minutes for Petr Ekman for roughing. Ekman takes off his fins. It's really no. He'll not be playing anymore in this game since their time's run out. Victory for Turkey. So it's a tough, interesting match. Next up here will be Germany against Finland. Sweden's got to be hoping that Finland will win this one. We'll take a break now, and every one of the games is going to be in a separate film file that you'll be able to download.